If you go the traditional route of just going to 10th Street or whatever, filling out their application, you are just as vanilla to them as every other driver out there. You know, I want to tell you something. How do you view your career? I can tell you how the trucking companies view your career. You are a renewable resource, never ending. There will always be another one. And that's why so many trucking companies can overpromise and underdeliver. You know, they can promise you 2,500, 3,000 miles a week if you're the company driver, or you know, even if you're an owner operator leased on with a company. I think that everyone who wants to maximize their earning potential, you need to look at yourself as a limited resource, because you got a limited amount of time on this earth. So you need to maximize that time. You need to be as loyal to these trucking companies as they are to you. And if they're lying to you and jerking you around, making a lot of empty promises that never seem to be fulfilled, it's time to move on. You know, it's kind of like, I used to tell my daughters, you know, if you're in a relationship with a guy 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and you're still in the same place 3, 4, 5 years in as you were, you know, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years in, it's time to move on, because there's no future in that relationship. You know, I think that everybody should start considering marketing themselves. You know, you've always gone the route of apply for a job and then they'll contact you and then they'll tell you what they're paying. But you know, everything in life is negotiable. And they used to always say everything in life is negotiable but death and taxes. But these days, even taxes are negotiable in a lot of cases. So you need to change that whole dynamic. You need to start creating a marketing campaign for yourself and market yourself. You know, instead of going on 10th Street and some of these others and just submitting an application, build your resume, send it out to these companies. Don't worry with filling out their applications and such. And if they tell you, well, you know, you need to fill out an application, well, if and when the time comes, I'll be glad to fill out your application, but we're not at that point yet. You have to change that dynamic, because as long as you allow them to remain in control of your career, it's always going to be limited. You know, your career is yours. It's your income, your family's income, your livelihood. And you need to kind of take the bull by the horns and change that whole dynamic, that whole relationship. And tell them, you know, I'm not trying to be difficult, but I'm not every other driver out there. I'm the driver that you want to make the exception for. I'm the driver that you want to get my attention. I'm the driver you've been looking for. You know, I'm more than just a truck driver. You know, I can be your business partner. You know, we can have a pretty good dynamic relationship, but we need to work together in partnership with one another. And you know what you have to make a good living. So don't settle for anything less than that. If you're a company driver, you need, you know, 60, 70 cents a mile, whatever it is, then don't settle for less. There's always other trucking companies, and just keep on applying. Keep on contacting them. Go on to Twitter, Facebook, some of these others, Instagram and whatnot, and put ads for yourself online. Go on to YouTube, make video ads for yourself, and you target those ads to trucking companies. And you can target them to the specific industry. You can get as specific as a certain zip code, but you target those ads to the areas that you're interested in. If you're looking for a career pulling a reefer or pulling a flatbed, then put that in your ad. Never had any DOT issues, put that in your ad. No traffic tickets, no traffic violations at all, no DUIs, no accidents, whatever. Put all that in your ad. Make yourself stand out instead of being just one of the crowd. Change that dynamic. You will change your career. I can promise you that. And like I said, if you go the traditional route of just going to 10th Street or whatever, filling out their application, you are just as vanilla to them as every other driver out there. Change that dynamic. Put yourself in control of your career. Start marketing yourself. You can use MailChimp and do email blasts. You have the ability to find email addresses pretty easily, because one thing every trucking company has in common, they all have a US DOT number. So you can go through FMCSA, and there's third parties out there that you can go through and get the contact information for every single motor carrier, regardless of size. If they've got an MC number, you can get their information through FMCSA. It's public record. But email blasts, if you can get your hands on some cell phone numbers for some of these recruiters and whatnot, text message blasts. But at the very least, social media ads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all of that. Put ads on there. $100 will go a very long way on Facebook. A very, very, very long way, especially if you're targeting your ads to specific areas or specific states, regions. You can make that go a very long way. Believe me, I've done it before. If you're owner-operators, if you're running under your own authority, or even if you're leased on with some other carrier, most carriers allow you to trip lease. So if they can't get you out of an area, you have the ability to trip lease. Well, if you're loading, let's say you're loading today in Greenville, South Carolina, and you're heading out to Denton, Texas, and you're going to be in Denton, Texas in 2 days, then you need to be email blasting all of these brokers whom you've dealt with in the past, and brokers who've contacted you, and even if you've never dealt with them, but blast out emails to them, say, I'm going to be in Denton, Texas on this day, and this is the kind of loads that I like to get you. I'm a flatbed guy, or I'm pulling the dry van, and just put it out there. I'm looking for loads on this date from this area. I'm willing to deadhead up to X amount of miles. Put all that into an email blast. With MailChimp, you can put up to 500 email addresses in your contacts list, and it's absolutely free. So there's 500 brokers, there's 500 carriers that you can contact, whether you're looking for a job, whether you're looking for loads for specific times. I've done all of this myself. I've told others to do it. It works. And excuse me, you can stage things so that, if you're on a free account with MailChimp, you're going to be limited as to your capabilities. But if you're a subscribing account, and they've got some inexpensive accounts, but if you're a subscribing account, then you have tools available to you, like scheduling when you want your emails to go out, what date and time. And they have tools on there to help you build. But anytime I can help any of you guys, feel free to contact me. contact@truckinggenius.com. And I'll help you any way I can. Send me messages through the comments. I'll help you any way that I can. But if you maintain the status quo, nothing's going to change. You know the old saying about the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result. Same thing applies when you're dealing with carriers that you're looking to get a job as a driver, or if you're looking for particular types of career opportunities. You've got to make yourself stand out. For years I was in the heating and air business, and one thing that I always tried to do is make myself stand out, do something, offer something that differentiates me from everyone else. Because if you don't stand out, if you aren't above the crowd, you're just as vanilla as they are, and you're just as humdrum and boring as they are. Do something to kind of ignite things. Do something to change things up, and you will see a change in your income. I can promise you that. But you have to be consistent. Don't just do it and quit. Just make it part of your routine. If you got a job and driving for someone, but you're looking for another opportunity, something that's going to pay you better because you got limited opportunity where you're at, this is a great thing, because while you're driving for Joe, you can be soliciting opportunities from Charlie and Bill and Sam and all of these others. So be a little bit bold, be a little bit different, make yourself stand out from everyone else, and reap the benefits for you and your family. Promise you, it will make a difference. Consistency and frequency are your two keys. Okay? See you next time. Y'all be safe out there. Bye.